Lagos, good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of The Conversation here on Lagos Television. Of course, it's a rainy Tuesday in the city of Lagos. I am Abimbola Bilo.
Good morning. We are glad to be back. I am Ajibola Ojeshola.
All right, like we said, it's a rainy Tuesday in the city of Lagos, and like we always implore, if you are driving on Lagos roads today, please be mindful of other road users, and you should also prepare for the challenges ahead. We know when it rains in Lagos, traffic is usually, we need to contend with traffic, but we trust last mile officials as well as other traffic management agencies to be on ground to ensure that there is easy flow of traffic. But this is where we also need to appeal to you, the commuters, the drivers, to please listen and follow instructions. Usually on a rainy day, everybody seems to be in a rush.
Yes, and why we're always in a rush is what I really do not know, because you need to be extremely careful while driving in the rain. And beyond driving, and of course, commuters also minding where they go during a season like this. For those deviants, like we always say on this show, Abimbola, who have cultivated the habit of making our canals and drainage path their dumping sites.
Right.
I think they need to have a change of heart, because water we usually find its level, and I don't know what they stand to gain, violating the environmental laws of Lagos State, because when water cannot flow, you'll be the one to suffer for it.
Back.
Not the Commissioner for Environment, not the
at all.
Governor, not the Deputy Governor.
Not at all.
So for every action that you take, always remember that there will be consequences of your actions.
Most definitely, and usually you are the one who will face the brunt of those consequences. As we start the show this morning, let's also wish our Muslim brothers and sisters. I mean, it's Arafat Day. Today is one of the most significant days, especially for pilgrims who are on Hajj. At this moment, a lot of pilgrims are at the Mount Arafat. When you hear Mount, you always think...
Are they climbing or what?
It's actually a plain,
Okay.
but then because it's elevated.
Oh.
And usually, a lot of people, it's usually like a camp where you're secluded for the whole day, and you should be praying, making supplications. And honestly, for people who actually go on the holy pilgrimage for the essence of it, not for show, today is usually the most significant day, because it is expected that the Almighty Allah will hear to all your prayers today, because you're in seclusion, you're praying, and it is usually a moving, an emotional time, because when you hear people, how people are praying, supplicating, and then of course other prayers from other men of God, it moves you to tears sometimes. And you're just there, just doing your thing. Hopefully we'll be able to connect, if network is friendly this morning, be able to connect with, maybe when she returns, we'll start calling her properly Alaja now.
Alaja in the making.
Alaja Adebinkwe Omotaya, who currently is on Hajj, and hopefully we'll be able to connect with her to just give us a feel of what is currently going on, of course, at that place. And Ajibola asked earlier the time frame. Saudi is just about 2 hours ahead
of Nigeria,
of us.
And the Arafat is like the Wailing Wall, when you go to the Jerusalem, where you have to face the wall and pray and do all sorts for God to answer your prayers.
Yeah. So again, for people who love to take pictures, I know a lot of people who want to bring out their phones today and do the needful. But honestly, I think if you need to bring out your phones today, it's probably to call somebody and then just allow them pray also. Usually you know that there's no walls when it comes to prayers. Yeah. God is everywhere and he listens to us all. So it's a day for Muslims, again, to connect and show gratitude to Almighty God. That being said, let's go on to the news points for today. Ajibola, let's start with you.
All right. ADC to announce presidential candidate today. 3.4 million members votes. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, said it will on Tuesday, which is today, begin the collation of results from its presidential primaries conducted nationwide on Monday, with the party expected to announce its presidential candidate thereafter. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi, and economist Mohamed Ayatuddin are contesting the party's presidential ticket. ADC National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi, at a press conference in Abuja on Monday, said as of the close of voting, none of the three aspirants could confidently predict victory until final results are collated and announced. Abdullahi, who was flanked by members of the ADC Presidential Primary Election Committee, said the party has a verified membership register of 3.4 million members who constitute the electorate for the primary ahead of 2027 general elections. He also accused the ruling party, APC, of inflating its membership figures, alleging that it was part of efforts to manipulate public perception ahead of the 2027 polls. What the APC is doing is amusing and laughable. What they are doing is to set the stage for rigging for the 2027 elections by claiming that they have 11 million members, whatever members. They should produce a verifiable membership registration submitted to INEC if they indeed claim that they have 20 million members. He added that ADC is proud of its internal democratic process, which is said contrasts with practices in other political parties. Responding to a question on a rival faction said to have conducted parallel congresses and produced a presidential candidate, Abdullahi dismissed the group as insignificant, insisting that the Supreme Court had already settled the leadership dispute in favor of the camp led by former Senate President David Mark. So that's it. Against all odds, Abimbola, a faction of the ADC now had their presidential primary yesterday, and of course, we know the contestants, Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amechi, Mohamed Ayatuddin, and up until now, they're still waiting for the result to be collated so that winner will be declared at the end of the day for the ADC members to know who will be flying their flag for the presidential election in 2027.
Well, the story, speaks for itself. But what I have a problem with is the fact that must we always take a swipe at the opposition when trying to project some of these things. You are not a member of the APC. Why are you contesting their number? You remember that months ago they did a membership validation exercise.
Yes.
And it was across the country. And if they say that they have up to 20 million members, you think that INEC would not have their membership register. Sometimes I just do hope that our politicians can leave all of these issues and face their own matter. So now if, somebody comes to say that, I think as of yesterday, they said over 3,000 members were accredited for the primaries. So if someone comes tomorrow now and start questioning the figure, will they like it? Sometimes just allow sleeping dogs lie. The APC has said this number of people voted. It is their party. Do your thing, and we do hope that, at the end of today, if only about 3,000 people or maybe 4,000 people voted, until now, results have not been collated. So what are we talking about? So I think they also need to do the needful as fast as possible so that we will know where exactly that party is headed towards and who their presidential flag bearer will be.
And last night I was watching Ibe Kachuku, Kachuku Dumel or something on another police station, on another TV station, saying that is the authentic presidential candidate of the ADC.
And Bolaji Abdullahi says he should not be.
They are insignificant. They are insignificant.
All right.
I pray, and I'm still praying that at the end of the day, the ADC will not shortchange itself.
I don't know. Well, it's their bed. They are laying it, so will they lie on it at the end of the day. The second news point this morning, FG targets over $1 billion from digital broadcasting dividend. And the story says the federal government has disclosed that the country is projected to earn over $1 billion in dividend from the free digital broadcasting spectrum anchored on the 700, 800 megahertz frequency bands as preparations intensify for the inauguration of the digital switchover program on June 17, 2026. The government also stated that the digital switchover DSO program would unlock about 605 billion naira in revenue from Nigeria's advertising market, while creating multiple streams of income for broadcasters and content creators across the country. Speaking at a joint news conference held at the headquarters of NIGCOMSAT in Abuja. Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the NBC, Mr. Charles Ebewe, said the DSO initiative would serve as a game changer for terrestrial and digital broadcasting in Nigeria. Ebewe, alongside the MD and CEO of NIGCOMSAT, Mrs. Jane Egerton Idehe, briefed journalists and conducted a tour of satellite facilities and infrastructures ahead of the official launch of the program. He explains that the successful implementation of the DSO project would unlock significant economic opportunities for the country. He said the DSO program would also strengthen the nation's creative economy, which currently contributes about 5 trillion naira to the gross domestic product and employs over 4.2 million Nigerians. Well, it's a long read, but that said, the digital switch over the DSO program is scheduled to commence on June 17. Yeah. We do hope that this is the final announcement that we will hear on this particular one. And contrary to fears that there could be job loss, there could be there could be a lot of negativity surrounding the DSO. Of course, stakeholders, especially the NBC, are saying there is no fear or no cause for alarm, as significant amount of money is expected to be added to the GDP of Nigeria, as well as giving the creatives, especially the creative economy, a wider reach through content creation. Let's hope that, this will be what it is said it will be, and not the other way around.
I just hope there will be no need for us to postpone the DSO again. As stated earlier in your story, is slated for June 17, 2026. And for content creators, like you rightly pointed out, it is a make money, churn out good content, and of course for you to enjoy larger viewership globally.
Right. Okay, so let's move on to other stories.
Next story is quite scary. Atiku blasts Tinubu as United Nations warns 35 million Nigerians may go hungry. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has described the latest United Nations warning that nearly 35 million Nigerians could face acute hunger between June and August 2026 as a damning indictment of the Tinubu administration, saying the country has slipped from economic hardship into full-scale humanitarian crisis. In a statement signed by Senior Special Assistant on Public Communication, Frank Shuaibu, shortly after the political engagement in Yola, Atiku said the grim projection should deeply trouble the nation's conscience, insisting that no responsible government should preside over such widespread suffering while claiming progress. This is not just another disturbing statistics for television debates or newspaper headlines. It is a human tragedy of frightening proportions, he said. 35 million Nigerians, more than the population of many African nations, are now at risk of severe hunger. These are mothers skipping meals to feed their children, fathers overwhelmed by hardship, young people losing faith in the future, and millions of vulnerable families sinking deeper into poverty. The former vice president argued that the crisis was not caused by natural disasters or war, but by policy failure and poor governance. This is not famine caused by droughts or natural catastrophe. It is a man-made suffering. Atiku said Tinubu administration came to power with promises of renewed hope, but has instead delivered renewed hunger, renewed inflation, renewed insecurity, and renewed crisis. According to him, the removal of fuel subsidy without adequate social protection measures triggered one of the worst cost of living crises in Nigeria's history. Abimola, what do you make of this?
Again, we've always said that oppositions are needed in the country to help point out in the direction government should actually be going to. And again, we must point out that, this is not just 2 years of this administration. These issues had been there before now, but again, maybe more pronounced now because of how the country is and other issues also around the world. It's a wake-up call for the administration to also take a look at how things can improve. I know they are trying, but like you'd always say, sometimes the situation is quite overwhelming. And I think also we've always said it here that it is not all the time you call out the federal government. Yeah. We need to also start calling out the state actors, talking about the state and the local government. This is not, you know, all about the federal government. All government must be up and doing at ensuring that, you know, all of these issues raised by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar are nipped in the bud. So again, I think it's a wake-up call for this administration. And you remember, he was only reacting to a call by an international organization. So those were not his words, but again, the way he interpreted them, of course, would definitely be a politician speaking.
Yeah. Even though the former vice president was trying to play politics with his comments on that United Nations projection, I also feel that sometimes when you criticize, you should also come up as an elder statesman with solutions if you feel that the current government is not...
You know he wants to contest, so he cannot give out his blueprint.
His joker. Okay.
Yes, let's take the final news. Let's take the final news points this morning. This is coming from Lagos State, and the government is intensifying airport screening and surveillance for Ebola threat. The Lagos State government has reassured residents that there is no immediate threat of Ebola virus disease in the state despite the evolving outbreak in parts of Central and East Africa. The Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, in a statement said that the state's biosecurity and emergency response systems remain fully activated and outbreak tested. Mr. Abayomi disclosed that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu had directed intensified surveillance, preparedness, and rapid response measures across the state. According to him, the outbreak, which has reportedly caused about 177 deaths from nearly 700 suspected cases, remains limited to the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. He, however, noted that no suspected or confirmed Ebola case had been detected in Lagos State. He said the state had over the years developed a resilient public health emergency structure capable of responding to infectious disease outbreaks such as Ebola, Lassa fever, cholera, diphtheria, and influenza. Well, Lagos State again is assuring that the state is protected, biosecurity measures put in place to ensure that citizens are safe. But again, you know, when these things happen, we cannot be careful enough. And so we'll continue to, sensitize our people on the need to maintain hygiene, need to use the face mask if you wish to, and the need for constant washing of their hands, and do not get exposed to people whom you do not know. And if you feel sick, please take good care of yourself, visit the hospital, don't engage in self-medication. And if your children also feel unwell this time, please let them stay at home so they also do not infect other people or not stress out their teachers. Teachers are human beings too. Yeah. So, well, kudos to the Lagos State government for always being proactive, but government cannot do it alone. It is the responsibility of everyone to stay safe.
Yes, government will try its best, and we as citizens should also compliment some of the efforts of the Lagos State government in ensuring that we are safe. But then, for those who are lovers of bushmeat, what do you say to them at this moment?
Well, so for those who love bushmeat, again, I don't think these viruses can stand the heat.
Okay.
Because again, these things are what's in your bed. So I don't think they can withstand the heat. And so again, because again, we do not get access to these things live. They're already processed and everything. So I really do not think it should be much of a problem. But if you wish to stay away from bushmeat this time, I wish you well. All right, let's quickly take the hashtag this morning. We'll take a break and then see if we can connect with Adebimpe via the Zoom this morning. So what's trending this morning? Another issue rising, and of course we've been on this for quite a while, and cooking gas prices again on the hashtag. We learned that, you know, between yesterday, well, day before yesterday and yesterday, the price had moved from 1,700 naira to 2,000 naira per kilogram. I haven't bought gas.
Okay, somebody bought this morning.
It was how much?
Over here, okay. It was 1,400.
So that's
12.5 was about 17.5.
You see, sometimes I think, again, we should change ourselves a lot in this country. Again, some people just take undue advantage of pressure and then continue to be inhumane to other people. Because if you've done, if you have no business increasing the price, why are you increasing the price? You hear small thing like this, you hear kukujo, you pour the water away. And if rain doesn't fall,
okay, I don't know, because once we start buying at 2,000 naira, those people selling pepper, selling rice, selling all sorts, they will also increase what they charge consumers. I don't know. And honestly,
let us just stop inflicting hardship on ourselves. Because sometimes this thing is not about government. It is about us as a people. If you have not bought anything, if you have not paid any increase, you know, why are you increasing the fare? So now you've just given an account to somebody that just bought close to us here at 1,400. So why are others selling at 2,000 naira?
Maybe they are buying their own. They are getting their own gas elsewhere.
I mean, they are.
Please allow us to enjoy this salad, please. Please, I don't want any pressure. So if you are buying at 2,000 naira, 1,700 naira, and your pay is still 70,000 naira, how would you cope?
I don't know. We will get there.
How much is a very big ram now?
Well, you should, if you want to buy a very big ram, like you put it, maybe from 500 upwards.
Okay.
But if you want a medium, maybe 300.
Okay. Sugar size. No
well,
wala.
For those that will wait until after tomorrow to buy, you can buy sole. You will buy 250.
I hope Alaja Mutukwa is listening, because there will be no excuse tomorrow.
But I thought you said you gave her a ram already.
I did.
Yes.
I did. She already gave somebody out. She already gave somebody else.
Okay.
6 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be your house. I'll be the one to open your door.
The producer says her baby will give you ram.
Whose baby? Baby will never buy ram.
Asana baby. Okay. Unfortunately, we won't be able to connect with Adebimpe Omotayo this morning. You know, we told you earlier, time difference is there, and they've been called to prayers and some form of lectures there on the Mount of Arafat, so we will not be able to connect with her this morning. But again, we know that usually, since Arafat is today, or doing is tomorrow, that one is not contestable. So hopefully, maybe tomorrow, Adebimpe, maybe we can connect with her on the program tomorrow. All right, that's it. We'll take a break. When we return, part 1 of the conversation will be here.